Happy Pride Month, you buttholes! Next month will be my birthday, but that's not important just yet. What's important is the representation of the leg booty community at the moment. Luckily for me, I'm still important because I am indeed part of that. Worship me for being a minority. Come on. Big corporations already do that by putting up rainbows on their logos. That's definitely enough representation, and it definitely helps us feed our families. Anyway, that got a bit too realistic, so let me just get into the video. Today, or whatever day you're watching this in, I'm gonna be making characters from pride flags. This is part 1 so far. I'll be making a part 2 later on. 2 notes before we start though. 1. I'm mostly going to base this off of the vibe that the flag gives, to be honest. AKA the colors, because if I did base it off the identities, it would be stereotypical, and we don't want that. 2. These characters do not represent these flags, they are only made from the flags. However, they do have the identities of their corresponding flags. Got it? Okay, let's march. I'm just a guy with a drawing tablet, and this is turning pride flags into characters. Let's start off with the OG pride flag, the rainbow pride flag. There's something about rainbows that always either scream vintage or unicorn, so why not choose both aesthetics? I decided to make this character more mystical looking, with the flowing hair and his cloud side bang, since that's what unicorns are all about. Okay, well, at least that's what My Little Pony told me. I toned down the rainbow colors though to make it seem more vintage. As for his clothes, I wanted to make them puffy and lacy. Frilly? Since that's a thing that emanates both vintage and unicorn vibes, I actually decided to make him a prince of some sorts. Originally a king, but to be honest, he's too pretty to be a king. Just didn't make his clothes too over the top, since with hair like that, who fucking needs drip? That's why he has a little crown on his head. It's black to contrast his hair, but when it came to coloring his clothes, I actually didn't bother to make them have too much, since his hair is already enough, and it's the main focus of the design. So I gave him a light bluish top to act as kinda like a sky. His bottom is just black to help contrast the white. So, about this character, my concept for him is that he's a prince of some sorts that rules a haven in the sky for those that are feeling lost and unsure of themselves. He comes to you through dreams where he gives you an invite that details how to find the haven. It's a safe space for others to feel comfortable about themselves and who they are. He's a very calming type who carries himself with grace without needing to try at all. It's just something natural about himself. Despite being a ruler, others can still talk to him as if he was a normal citizen because of his friendliness. Overall, he's a very kind and gentle guy who just wants to rule a kingdom where others can be who they are. If you ever try discriminating, he will personally hunt you down riding a Pegasus-pulled chariot wielding a knife. Next one is the trans flag. I'm actually giving this character away. All you have to do is follow me and reshare a post on my Instagram. Once I see you reshare, you'll be added to the raffle. Anywho, looking at the colors for the trans flag just gives me a comforting feeling. It's just so soft, it feels like it could just hug me and take me to a little tea party above the clouds. That's exactly the feeling that I tried to give this design. I made her all soft and fluffy from her hair to her clothes. Again with the cloud theme, but I wanted to make her hair softer and fluffier, so I made her cover her eyes. Also, just the fact that an angel's eyes can blind you is also a part of why I made that decision, at least in certain stories about angels. I gave her a cute little poncho with fluff here and there. Actually, a lot of aspects of her clothing is fluffy. When you touch them, it probably feels like the clouds. I also really liked incorporating the actual flag into her design using the little ribbons. I especially loved putting it on her wings. So, about this character, she's an angel who, as stated before, probably likes taking people to tea parties above the clouds. If I had to make a choice, she's probably with the Rainbow Prince giving newcomers a greeting by throwing a welcome party. She likes baking and singing, so food and entertainment aren't a problem for her. Sadly, she can make too many promises at once and can overwork herself. This is partially because she's a pushover, and Also, a lot of people rely on her, which makes for a pretty bad combination. I would know because of group projects. Anyway, if you do want a hug, she's probably the best candidate because she feels like a literal cloud, plus she won't hesitate to give you one big ol' hug. This one is the non-binary flag. To be honest, the flag is pretty spunky and energetic to me, mostly because of the yellow. Combined with the other colors though, it kinda gives me edgy punk vibes. Like, I'd probably go motorbiking with those colors. I just love the vibe. Anyway, for this character, I decided to make one of the 3 types of character designs that your girl is biased towards. Edgy and spiky. Love that, chef's kiss. Mwah! In my audience, it's either pastels or edgelords. Or maybe you could be that one eldritch cat lamp that's just staring at me at the back of my closet. This one is an edgelord, so pastel people, go home. You've already had your luck with the Trangel. The Trans Angel. So, about this design, I've already highlighted the fact that they're going to be edgy and spiky. So, I of course had to make them angular, something that I am an expert at. They actually ended up having a name because I loved them so much. Their name is Denver, and we should all worship them. Anywho, the yellow seriously reminded me of caution tape, so I decided why the fuck shouldn't I incorporate that into their design, so I did, and I really dig it. To add to the caution tape vibe, I also made the rips on their pants be triangular to mimic a hazard sign. I also made them shirtless because fuck you, they have top surgery scars. Another decision I made on their overall physique too is to make them look more on the masculine side because I don't know if you know this, but if you don't, non-binary people actually don't owe you androgyny. And I wanted to make a character that breaks that stereotype or expectation of non-binary people being androgynous just so they can be counted as non-binary. I don't have much to say about their design other than I really did try to make them look energetic and rebellious, and I think I did a rather good job. About Denver, they're basically a fashion model who loves their body a lot and advocates for body positivity. Basically just flipping off others who judge what they wear for being too this and that. They just want to have fun with what they wear, and they think you should too. This next one is the Ace flag. To be very honest, I hate purple. I hate it a lot. But I guess I have to make exceptions today because the community I'm in fucking loves purple. Anyway, I don't know, but whenever I look at this specific kind of purple, I think of cyberpunk and bitter fucking medicine. Sadly, I love cyberpunk, and this is the only thing that will keep me from losing my mind when designing this character because I absolutely despise purple! P.S. Did I mention I hate purple? So, remember the bitter medicine part? I decided to make this character a doctor with some cyberpunkish vibes per se. Usually, when I make a character, I make the parts that you should look at about them be the brightest, such as the eyes and tailcoat on this one. Putting bright accents on your characters can also make a design look more balanced or stand out more without making their individual design be too overwhelming. I didn't know how to incorporate the gray parts at first, so honestly just put it on their hair, which, while it did look neat, it wasn't too creative of a use, but it works, so Originally, I didn't have the flat line planned out, but I thought it'll look neat on him since he was a doctor, well, is a doctor, so I added it onto him. I actually gave him away to my girlfriend since she loves Dr. OCs and is also Ace. Definitely not a motive for this design. Nope. Anyway, go check her out on Instagram. Lisa TC. So, about this character, my idea for this dude is that he's just a chill guy who can conjure up any kind of medication if he wanted to, and also has the tools necessary for a doctor on the drop of a hat right under his sleeves. I lost my breath there. Hence, the fancy purple crap to indicate that kind of stuff, I guess. God, I hate them. I don't have much to say about him since he is now my girlfriend's and it's now her decision what to do with him. Knowing her, she's probably going to either make him an absolute king, give him angst, or absolutely torture him. The 3 genders. And finally, we have the last flag for this video, the bisexual flag. Looking at this flag gives me dreamy vibes, not the kind that the trans flag gives you though. More of the brightful, cheerful kind instead of the soft pastel the other welcomes us with. On that note, I made this character an alien because I thought it'd be cute for a space alien to have the palette of the bisexual flag, since they both remind me of the night sky. I gave her a lot of pink stars since it would be a nice contrast. One thing I like about using these flags for palettes is that they most of the time always have some sort of color that you can use for accents, and this one, it has pink between the dark and cooler shades. It's such a nice contrast and it complements it heavily. I mean, to be honest, the bisexual flag is one of my favorite color palettes, even though it has purple on it. Anyway, at least it has a pretty shade of pink. I added little stars to the mix too that are different from the pink ones on her hair to imitate the night sky some more. Also, I just find the concept of a chubby alien to be cute, so I made her chubby. About this character, she's the typical alien that became fascinated with human life. However, she doesn't want to experiment on them like her species, but rather experience the culture, especially on the internet. Girl's both a weeb and a K-pop stan. The good kind though, I guess. She swears that it's actually for research, but her research usually involves which BTS member had the best execution of their dance moves on their latest MV. Or whatever you stans do in your free time, I don't know. So these are all the designs. Again, this character will be given away in a raffle. Just go to my Instagram, follow, and reshare a certain post. I hope you like the designs. I enjoyed making them. I'll make more in a part 2 next. Thank you for watching. I'm just a guy with a drawing tablet, and this was turning pride flags into characters.